So, sure to be a decent encounter, and it's going to be Selkirk to get us underway. Aaron McComb can play scrum half and standoff. Selkirk in their new kit today, fresh out the packet. Navy strips with white trim. Kelso in their traditional black and white hoops. So Selkirk kick us off. They're attacking what you'd class as the bottom end here, kicking away from the club, or the changing rooms rather, and it's been taken in the first contact of the afternoon by Liam Tate, the blind side, and it's that man, Dwayne Patterson, who's put up the high kick, but it's taken comfortably by Callum Anderson. So Anderson's off and running, and he swats off the first man, which was Cammy Brown, the second row. Now it's back with Patterson, but Patterson's hit hard in there by a Selkirk player. That was Anderson chasing his own kick, so Kelso here have maintained possession. However, he did well to ride that meaty challenge. And it's going to be Andy Tate right on his own 22. Shapes to put it in the box, and that's exactly what he's done. And again, Anderson's underneath it, and he's taken it well, Anderson. This time he's tackled by Hamish Tweedy, right in front of the stand, right in front of our vantage point here at Poynder Park. First carry of the afternoon for Luke Petty. There's a Kelso player in over that, but Selkirk have again come up with the ball. So first chance to put out the backs. It's Andrew Grant Sutty. He's a dangerous runner, but he's tackled by his opposite number, Frankie Robson. McComb's at the bottom of this. He feeds Nixon. Nixon filling in at standoff today, but he's fumbled it forward, and now Kelso have got the ball with a chance to mount their first attack, but no, the referee's calling them back for no advantage. And yeah, David, as you'd expect, border derby, challenges flying in, no quarter asked, none given so far.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see though how much both teams are looking to play. They're moving the ball quickly, aren't they? You know, it's not the forwards taking the ball up. They're looking to play, they're looking to move the ball into space. The kicks so far have been into space, and they've asked questions from both fullback Callum Anderson, and also from Dwayne Patterson. So yeah, that augurs well.
Wet conditions underfoot, but you have to say the pitch is in immaculate condition given the rain that there's been. All credit to the ground staff here at Kelso. So that scrum comes in, two experienced front rows, and there's pretty much parity in there, but Kelso, two forward by Dwayne Patterson, and it's going towards that touch line. Has it drifted into touch? It has indeed, and the flag of Sam Ramage goes up. First 50-22 of the day. Yeah, first throw in of the afternoon for Charlie Marshall. The skiddy surface ideal for 50-22 attempts, and it was gathered in the middle of the lineup by Keith Melbourne, the big Irishman in the Kelso ranks. Now Kelso trying to rumble it forward, and it's starting to inch as they head towards the 5 metre line. It's Charlie Marshall still in possession. Referee calls it a tackle, so it's gone to ground, and it's Tate. Tate's going to go to Robson, Kelso captain. National 1 winning captain last season. And again Tate's at the basin. This time Melbourne, his first carry of the afternoon, first of many you would imagine. Again Kelso in possession, patient build up, and Bruce McNeil, it's squirted out the back, and he had to tidy it up, so a couple of Kelso forwards come in to support, and it's Tate again, but Tate's been harried there by Bruce Riddle, so sticks up the jumper, head down goes himself, Tate. Selkirk bodies piling in. But again, it's came back on the Kelso side as they pick and go round the corner. Inching up towards the 5 metre line, patient in possession, fed out by Grant Shields to another of the Kelso forwards. Tate, this time he finds Logan, the big tight head. He goes to ground, and again Tate's going to look for the forwards, and this time it's Logan's fellow prop Grant Shields, and Grant Shields twists and he turns, and he's over the 5 metre line now, so very much a prominent attacking position for Kelso here. Liam Tate, the latest Kelso forward to have a bash. Patterson and Dwayne Patterson, the groundwork can be done by the forwards, but when it needed a bit of twinkle toes, a bit of rugby nous, the space opened up, and Dwayne Patterson, David, was only too happy to take it.
And they just took their time. They were really patient there, Kelso. I was wondering that Kelso's defence was good, and I just wondered whether Kelso were being aggressive enough in trying to make the yards, but they just kept composed, didn't worry, and when they moved it, you could see Dwayne was going to move it, and he saw there was just a little bit of space, and it was enough for him to get through from about 10 metres out.
Patterson to attempt to turn his own 5 points into 7. Pretty kickable conversion for a marksman of his quality. Begins his run up, No problems whatsoever for Dwayne Patterson. So we've 6 minutes gone here. Kelso, all the possession, all the territory. Marshall doesn't look the straightest, but referee's happy enough. Went to Cammy Brown that time, the recipient. So another chance for Kelso to try and trundle this forward, and it's Logan at the back. Tate's going to go in for a look now as the Selkirk players trying to make a nuisance there, but Andy Tate's off and running. He's gone up the far side, he's seen a gap. Tate, ball's up and over the try line, and it's been dived on by a Kelso player. The referee, it looks like Murray Woodcock, who's flopped on it. Great burst of pace by Wood, but no, the referee Michael Todd has awarded or deemed that it was a Selkirk player that got back. Andy Tate took off down the far side, but it looked like there was no space, but he found the space, he kicked it forward, and Murray Woodcock certainly was there or thereabouts in terms of palming that down, but there was also a Selkirk player, so it's going to be a Selkirk drop out from their own line, and a let off there for Selkirk. There may be a wee bit of sleep at the wheel there. The drop out comes to Dwayne Patterson. He weighs up the options, comes back inside to the heavy traffic, sets it up for his forward. So Tate again, good start to the game for Tate. He goes to Melbourne. Melbourne's well tackled there by Bruce Riddle, and again Tate feeds it forward, and it comes back inside to Woodcock, and Woodcock went out the back door to Robbie Tweedy, and again now Kelso very much in a prominent attacking position, up halfway between maybe the 22 and the Selkirk line, and it comes out to Patterson. Patterson's seen a bit of space in behind Patterson, but that's been well marshalled by Callum Anderson. Marshall, they're maybe 8 or 9 metres from the Selkirk line here. Marshall this time to Melbourne, but slightly over Melbourne's head, but taken in at the back by Logan. So Kelso still in possession. Tate to Marshall. Marshall hit hard again by the Selkirk tacklers, but again the ball comes back on the Kelso side, and it's another carry from Liam Tate, hugely industrious so far in this game. Tate comes back on the switch to Patterson. Patterson out to Tweedy. That's Hamish Tweedy on this near side. Riddle goes to the middle on the lob, and again Melbourne has got in there. One has been spilled by Cammy Brown for Kelso, however, so here comes Selkirk again. They've got out of jail there, Selkirk. Andrew Grant Sutty, he's all power, and he's seen a bit of space. Grant Sutty heading towards the line, hauled down just short. Selkirk now in the ascendancy. He's been dropped, however, by Aaron McComb, but there's been an infringement in there by Kelso. So McComb once again sends it to the touchline, where Selkirk have not had masses of joy so far this afternoon. I think it certainly suggests that there's a height advantage on the Kelso side. He really is a totemic figure in the middle of that line out, Keith Melbourne, and he's got his hand to the last two, but this time it's been taken in cleanly by Selkirk, and now they start to trundle forward, and again the arm comes out by Michael Todd, so they've got a free ball with which to work. It's been hauled down on the 5 metre line over on the far side. Grant Sutty takes a couple of Kelso defenders to pull him down, and a wee bit of space opened up there for Nixon. Nixon's been turned, but no, the ball's managed to come back on the Selkirk side, so it goes to McClymondt. McClymont's got a try in his locker, and he takes it up to 2 or 3 metres short. McComb to Callum Turnbull. Callum Turnbull's over the line, and Callum Turnbull dots it down under the posts. And David, they've clawed their way, they've not had much by way of territory and possession so far, Selkirk, but they've clawed their way back into it.
They've hung on there, because Kelso will be annoyed, because Kelso won a couple of lineouts, stole a couple of lineouts from Keith Melbourne there, getting in, and Selkirk handed the possession back, but then they gave it back with silly mistakes. Cammy Brown got caught coming out of his own, sort of away from the 5 metre, spilled the ball. That gave him Selkirk the chance to attack. Grant Sutty got held there as he went. We thought he was over the line, but he was well tackled by Frankie Robson, but there was a penalty given away there, and then again at the lineout they gave them easy ball as well. But Selkirk worked hard, good conversion going through there to level the scores, from Aaron McComb. But actually I think it was Callum Turnbull that took that line out, I think on the far side, that actually won it, and so to see him finish off was probably just reward. The final line out that they actually got, they showed what they could do off the back of that.
Kelso 7, Selkirk 7. Dwayne Patterson shaping to kick off. Callum Turnbull, he's first time I've seen Selkirk this season, but he's put himself about. I'm led to believe, with his carrying and his tackling, and he's come up with a try just then, and it's been kicked off long by Selkirk into the 22. The kicked off long by Kelso, rather. It's been taken in by Selkirk in the 22, and the clearance kick has been shanked
and damaged a brolly.
Yeah,
it's been the big groan there from the stand.
Yeah, it's been shanked into a brolly, and that brolly's looking a bit the worse for wear, and it's not a day that you want the brolly to be anything other than functioning perfectly. But it's a Kelso line out over on the far side, and it's been knocked on. So Selkirk playing with a scrum advantage. McClymont goes down on it and presents it just outside their own 22. McComb's at the base. His brother providing support, Andrew McComb. There's a bit of off the ball stuff going on there on the Kelso side.
We've had 25 minutes of good rugby. Clean rugby. We don't need that. Have a chat with your two. He's clearly trying to buy a penalty. Nothing's hit him. I've seen what's happened. He's tried to milk it. Have a word with him. The penalty against him next time if he tries. We're restarting with a Selkirk scrum.
Selkirk captain Scott McClymont being informed there that his hooker, Bruce Riddle, tried to milk a penalty. Michael Todd having absolutely none of it. And we're back here. The line out, Selkirk line out again's been panned back by a Kelso player, and Bruce McNeil's got a head of steam up here. He's well tackled by Ross Nixon, though Ross Nixon was never going to shirk that. Terry Logan with another big carry as well, and there's a Selkirk player all over the place on the Kelso side there. That was Callum Turnbull, the try scorer, so penalty advantage coming the way of Kelso here. Tate comes to Robson. Robson double tackle on him by Cochrane and Nixon, but again Nixon with another tackle there when he was on the ground. Marshall's hit hard by Luke Petty, but they're going to come back for a penalty advantage. The Kelso lineouts went well this afternoon, their own lineouts so far in the 29 minutes, and they've stolen at least 3 Selkirk balls as well, so they'll be looking to gather this one in and set up the rolling maul. It's been taken in there by Brown. Marshall's at the back. Marshall, Bruce McNeil looks up at the referee, carried it forward, gone to ground. Now it comes to Melbourne. Melbourne takes 2 or 3 Selkirk players to haul him down, and one of them managed to do enough to see Melbourne dislodge the ball. Now it's Ben Pickles. Melbourne, again there's holding on in there, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Selkirk were playing with an advantage from a knock on there, but that advantage is over, so say the referee. Again, Selkirk players holding on to Kelso players there, and Kelso players just starting to get a wee bit disgruntled there. Cammy Brown was the most recent, but Selkirk now in possession. Nixon dummies and goes, comes back into the traffic. Good line speed by Kelso on that occasion. McComb kicks for territory. There's Anderson trying to get under that, but there's a bit of space opened up for Archie Barber here. Now Archie Barber's into open prairie, and it's a foot race here. Barber's over the line, and he scored. Great play by the youngster, the young fullback, and David out of nothing. That's a wonderful individual score.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about, strength and depth and whether Kelso have that. We heard as well from Neil before the game about the fact that they struggle to have the quality and depth, but they've certainly got some really good young players coming through here, good players that know what to do when they get the ball, and Archie Barber showed there. It's been a really stuffy game for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Penalties either way, kicks not going where they want, players being held on to on the ground, and then suddenly you get a little bit of space, and that was fantastic. Archie Barber took the ball, a great bit of pace, took him away from all the defence, meeting the last man, a good kick forward, and beat everybody to get to the touchdown. The game needed that, I think, a bit of livening up.
Dwayne Patterson shaping to take this conversion against a kickable one from inside the 15-metre line, and the flags go up, so all of a sudden Kelso out to a 14 points to 7 lead over Selkirk. 3 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's a Kelso line out 5 metres from the Selkirk line. Knox goes to the safe hands of Melbourne in the middle. Now they're trying to rumble it again, as they've done so often in this first half. Kelso, Logan is towards the back of this, trying to get up ahead of steam, and it's just starting to get that now. Liam Tate's in there as well. as it inches forward towards the Selkirk line. Up towards the line now. Michael Todd's having a look, and he's awarded a try. Michael Todd, you have to come round the other side to get a proper view of it, and it looks like none other than Bruce McNeil who comes up with the ball, David.
It is. Couldn't quite work out with us. Liam Tate, Bruce McNeil. Liam Tate's getting a few plaudits there, but Bruce McNeil too. Yeah, I think you're right. They knew what they were doing, weren't they, Robin?
Yeah,
I mean, two penalties there. They've put them to the corner. They knew they had a chance in the last few minutes of this half to go for that other try. And there is a big difference between going in at half-time 14-7 up and going in at half-time 19 or 21-7. So,
absolutely,
the persistence paid off there for Kelso.
Yeah, looked like Bruce McNeil, but we'll chalk it down to we'll chalk it down to the Kelso forwards. It's going to be a Selkirk dropout on their own try line. Macomb, 30 seconds on the clock according to Michael Todd.
What a difference, Robin, that makes, doesn't it? That rule, a dropout from your own line rather than a 22, you're under pressure.
I'm not sure it's a great in that particular instance, David, but we'll maybe come back to that, because Patterson sends it through, and that's a cute kick by Patterson, but well marshalled. No, it's been dropped by Aaron Macomb, and in his frustration he's come out with a bit of a tip tackle as the referee signals for half time. So half time it is here at Poynder Park, the home side in the ascendancy. It's Kelso 19, Selkirk 7. So line out to Selkirk. Inside the Kelso half, loose pass that's had to be gathered up in midfield by McClyman. Good work by McClyman. Macomb's at the base of this, and it's fumbled again, this time by Jamie Turnbull, but that one definitely did go back. Oh, it's been stolen by Kelso though, and they've got numbers on this near side. Hacked downfield by Tweedy, and there's a foot race on here. His brother's after it. Oh, and there was open prairie in front of him, and the foot race was against the big Polish prop Zen Zwarzik, no less, but he shanked it off the left foot. Bruce Riddle to throw into the Selkirk line out in the 22, and again Melbourne got a hand to it, but Zwarzik has come through and managed to rescue the ball for his team. So not been functioning all that well, it has to be said in all honesty, the Selkirk line out this afternoon. But Callum Anderson again puts the left foot to it, and it's back to Robbie Tweedy inside the Kelso half. Sees a wee bit of space, Tweedy, and has a run. Still going, Tweedy. He goes outside to his brother Hamish. Kelso and Selkirk players are in over that, but here comes Cammy Brown on the hoof. Came on the short ball from a scrum half Andy Tate. Tate's at the base of this again. He goes to Grant Shields. Tried to ride the tackle there. Did exactly that. The centre, James Thompson it was. So Kelso in possession in the Selkirk half, and it comes out to Woodcock. Woodcock cuts in off his left foot up into the 22, only just. Tate's got Melbourne. He tips it on to Bruce McNeil. Little bit of footwork, drops the shoulder, doesn't get over the gain line, so goes to Robson. There's a bit of pushing and shoving again off the ball, but again it's came back on the Kelso side, not making too much of it. So Andy Tate's seen a wee bit of space in behind the Selkirk defence, and Tweedy's done well to get over that. Pickles has dropped on it. It's going to come back on the Selkirk side. They're deep inside their own 22 here, near the near side touchline. McClyman tries to carry up, I beg your pardon, it was Callum Turnbull actually, the Selkirk try scorer, but he was hit hard. The ball, Kelso looking for the ball on this near side, and it's came back to Andy Tate, so it's been snaffled in there by Kelso. Replacement hooker, that's Knox, the latest to hit it up. Tate's got round there, but the Kelso forwards have taken it in, and Bruce McNeil's up and over the 5 metre line here, but he's held on that fraction too long. That was good work in there by Bruce Riddle among others.
Hold on.
They've got the ball this time just outside the 22. It was Grant Sutty who was the recipient of the dropout. There's a flat pass there by Nixon. Callum Anderson, one of Selkirk's better performers so far this afternoon. High tackle, so penalty coming. Petty, he trundles it into the tackling Liam Tate. So they're playing with a free ball here. Nixon has a crack. Takes a couple of Kelso men to pull him down. Kelso players in over that. Grant City again. Grant City's evaded the first challenge, still going here. Andrew Grant City, he's up towards the line. He's over the line, but he's been held up, so they'll come back for the penalty advantage, and that's what he brings, Andrew Grant City. They really missed him last season, Selkirk, when he was injured and wasn't available, but you had no right to get anywhere near the line there.
No, I know, very evasive, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's a strong player. You can see why he's a go-to player for Selkirk. The longer you hold on to the ball and don't give it away, you will draw penalties from the opposition, and Selkirk certainly started this half brightly.
Zwarzik was in there. They're going to have to go again. The try scorer, Callum Turnbull. Callum Turnbull's up to the line. He's over the line, Callum Turnbull. Second try of the afternoon.
2 good set pieces there has given them a platform, and this half, as opposed to the first half, they've finished them. They've turned them into some points.
Exactly, and if Andrew McComb makes this very kickable conversion, which he does, Selkirk are right back in it. So Riddle, on what is a tricky day for hookers, has found his man, Andrew McComb, right in the middle of the line out, and now he's at the tiller here, Bruce Riddle. Now I think it's back in the hands of Petty as it inches forward, and it's been held up. Somehow they've managed to repel that, Kelso, but still in the possession of Selkirk. Great defence by Kelso. It looked for all the world that Petty was going to score there, and they've shunted Selkirk back. The Kelso defence, they're back over the 5 metre line, but they've still got a good position from which to work. Here's Zwarzik, takes it in, looks to Michael Todd for a penalty, and there's Kelso players in over that. Selkirk can't see the ball here, but McComb looks interested, so one would assume it's still on the Selkirk side. McComb looking for something from the referee, and it's going to be a scrum. Aaron McComb just about to feed this 5 metre scrum here, the Selkirk 5 metre scrum. 19 minutes gone in the second half. It's Kelso 19, Selkirk 14. It's at the base. His brother there is caught, however, Andrew McComb. So Aaron has to go in and try and tidy up. Kelso players in over there, and they've come away with the ball, Kelso. And it's Tate. Now they've got a man over on this near side as well. Oh, not the most sympathetic of passes by Archie Barber to his winger, Robbie Tweedy, and just a little shaft of light appeared there. In possession here, no points for Kelso so far in this second half, but they remain ahead on the scoreboard by 5 points as the clock ticks down here. Murray Hastie kicks it downfield. Josh Welsh takes it in for Selkirk. Welsh decides to run it, and he's got free from the first tackle, Josh Welsh, and they've got again numbers on the near side. Callum Anderson to McClyman. McClyman's got Bruce McNeil for company, but he's fed it inside to Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson heading for the line, and he's over the line. Callum Anderson. Selkirk players jubilant. Great score from inside their own half. Lovely interplay between backs and forwards. And David Ferguson, we've got a pressure conversion coming up.
Even though it's not been going right for them, they've been dropping balls, there's been balls going against them, balls stolen. They've kept the pressure in the Kelso half, so every time Kelso have got the ball, they've had to try and kick from deep, kick from the 22, and all they've done in the last 10 minutes is give the ball back to Selkirk and allow Selkirk to run at them. And we saw, good running there, coming back at them again. Ryan Legg was involved in that, Josh Welsh. They just bided the time really there, Selkirk.
Yeah,
they didn't panic, they just knew they had numbers, and so they just used the numbers they had, kept moving the ball moving inside and out until Callum Anderson came on the scene. He's a difficult man to stop from 10 metres out.
He is, as the pressure kick comes in. McComb strikes it well, and it's through the uprights. Michael Todd, the referee, heading back to the halfway line. But it's back on the Selkirk side. Legs at the base, and he's in no hurry. Puts it down the park, leg. Murray Hastie's underneath. So is this the last chance for Kelso? Goes infield to Patterson. Patterson back to Hastie. Swarmed by Selkirk players, one of which is Andrew McComb. McComb in with a tackle. It's all got a bit narrow here for Selkirk, for Kelso rather. Need a bit of width, but it's trucked up by Ewan Knox. It's a good game, Ewan Knox, since he came on, probably earlier than anticipated for Charlie Marshall. Terry Logan, he's going to go the duration here, the big man, and he's played pretty well as well. Another is Keith Melbourne, who's going to last the 80, so Kelso still in possession here. Patterson tries to go, but wrapped up by Selkirk players, one of which was Fraser Eason. Petty's round on the wrong side. McNeil is at the base of this, and it's been put into the box. The box kick's been put up by Tate. And it's been fumbled by Pickles now. Oh, it was gathered in bravely by Aaron McComb, and now Andrew Grant Sutty's off and running here. Grant Sutty's got a player on the outside. It's out to Blake Cullen. Blake Cullen comes back inside, and Blake Cullen with a Hollywood pass.
Kelso scrum.
Will this be a famous victory for the Suitors? Keith Melbourne makes a bit of yardage there. Oh, but it's been hacked forward by a Kelso boot. Inadvertently, Selkirk in possession. You think they just have to put it out. They've done exactly that. And Michael Todd brings it to a close. Scenes of jubilation on the field from a Selkirk perspective. They are absolutely overjoyed with that, and rightly so. They've come back from what for all the world looked to be a losing position in the first half. They've managed to restrict Kelso to no points scored in the second half, but they will emerge victorious from this nip and tuck border derby. It's been played exactly as you'd expect, but it is Selkirk who will leapfrog the Tweedsiders in the table. It's finished here at Poynder Park. Kelso 19, Selkirk 21.
I think the pressure was on after the Musselburgh game. Ken, it's quite early for big games in the season, but we just felt we let that one slip last week, and we were needing a win today to kind of get ourselves clear of Jed and try and move on up the table. And I felt we were a wee bit slow at the blocks today. I mean, their drives, their mauls were causing us big problems at the start of the game, but fair play to them.
We felt in full control, the first half especially, and we just didn't take our chances in the second half. I think one score would have seen us seal that victory, and that's the fine margins in this league, unfortunately.
Felt we were maybe just kicking it in the air too much and no actually deciding where we want to the areas we want to play. In the second half I felt we were keeping Dwayne Patterson in his own 22 and making them play out. We
certainly felt in control come out the second half, and it just felt we kind of went slightly away from the game plan. Credit to Selkirk, their kicking game put us under pressure. There was a bit of ping pong, and unfortunately just a few errors let them back into the game.
Could maybe work on our line out a wee bit. I think the second half it was functioning a bit better, but Keith Melbourne was causing us big problems there today, and we were just needing to work our way into space, but that'll come.
We've got a chance next week to put the wrongs right. I think as long as we keep to our game plan for the full 80 minutes, we can cause teams some issues and come out on the right side of it. We knew Selkirk, even if we got that bonus point try, they're a team that never go away, regardless of the scoreline. And it showed. They managed to, off a loose kick, they managed to snatch victory there today.
Just creates a massive buzz in there. I mean, Ken, we're a lot of Selkirk boys in the team now, and it's great to be part of, to be fair. But it's even better when you're winning. And I think we're looking forward to next week against Herets at home.